Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of GameStop, ticker symbol GME. And so I wanted to cover this chart because GameStop just recently had earnings in the after hours on December 6th. And following that, looking at the 10-minute time scale, we can see that the stock price dropped approximately 9% between after hours and pre-market trading, hitting a low just before open of 1344, which seems like bad news. However, during the pre-market hours, 1355 was hit. And that is a key level because if we look at this on the daily time scale, which I will in a minute, that represents a gap fill. And so I think that because it hit that level during the pre-market hours, I think that GameStop is set up to run. So I'm pretty excited about that. And we can see that during the day on December 7th, the price ran up more than 10%, not only going above $14, this yellow line here, but also closing above $16, where this orange line is, and closing above this white dashed line, which I'll come back to in a minute, which is at 1625. During the day, the price hit a high of 1652, closing at 1636. So I think overall that's great news, and I'm going to switch over to the daily time frame to talk about some of the great things that I think happened over the past few days. So zooming in here, I'm also going to throw up the 50-day moving average, which is right around $14, $14.06 currently. And so as you can see, price is clearly very high above that right now. So I think that's great news. Also, if we look at the RSI, to me, with these lower highs forming and what looks like lower lows, that looks to me like it could be a bull flag, which would, I would suspect, break to the upside, suggesting that the stock price will as well. And so looking at this chart, one thing that I do think is unfortunate about the price action today on the 7th is that the low was 1356, which is 1 penny above filling this gap. So, it's great that that gap was filled during the pre-market hours, but that does leave a little bit of weakness in it. And so while I don't think it will be getting filled soon, I do suspect that at some point in the future, that gap will be filled during market hours. But let's focus on the strength that I see, because I think that's what's going to be dominating the price in the coming days and weeks. And so I had mentioned 1625. That represents the closing price on November 29th after gapping up from 1355, which was the high on November 28th. So following that gap up, we see this topping tail, this wick that went up to $17.56. And so I think that's really going to be a key level for GameStop moving forward in the coming days and weeks. Ideally, we get a close above that level, which negates that topping tail signal, and then the price, I would suspect, move higher, such as going to 18 and above. So I think that'd be really great. But as I had mentioned, closing above 1625, that's really good news. The next level that I would like to see is closing above, let's see, 1695, which was the close on December 4th. And then next after that, the high of that day was 1741. So I think there are a number of steps moving forward for GameStop to tackle on its way up to 18 and above. One thing that I also think would be nice is if the price on the 8th or perhaps on Monday next week came down to $16 or lower, testing that as support before continuing higher. So I think that would be a really, really good sign. But, just taking a step back, I think that there's a lot of room for GameStop to be moving to the upside. And I think for the most part, with the pre-market trading below 1355, bull flag forming in the RSI, and being above these levels, being 14, 16, and 1625, as well as the 50-day moving average, I think that there's a lot of room for GameStop to move to the upside. So I'm really excited about that, and I hope you guys are too. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.